Jack Harlow's Jackman is better than Come Home the Kids Miss You, and maybe better than any other album he's made. It's a pretty textbook definition of an unflop, or maybe you'd call it a rebound, but either way, let me unpack it for you. Come Home the Kids Miss You is probably the biggest disappointment in hip-hop that I have in recent memory. We're talking about a guy that makes alright music, but is super easy to root for because he's got that Southern Kentucky charm and respect. He's a good guy, that's always been the brand. So when fans got the absolute stinker that was Come Home the Kids Miss You, it hurt a lot. And if we're being real, white rappers kind of come and go these days, and when Come Home the Kids Miss You dropped, a lot of people were like, oh, this is it, he's gonna be the next G-Eazy. There was really only one way to recover from this, and no, it wasn't releasing the album of the year or even a great album. It was releasing Jackman. Jackman is exactly what you'd want after a flop for a few key reasons. One, for fans that felt like their time was wasted by listening to Come Home, Jackman comes in at a cool 24 minutes, and that's taking a page straight out of the Kanye West Wyoming playbook. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Fans were fatigued by the last release, and this one is clearly trying to be respectful of your time. It's like, here, almost every single song on this is under 3 minutes, and there's only 10 of them. Just give me one more chance. And if you noticed, there wasn't even a rollout for this album. He just dropped it. It felt like it was coming from a place of humility. 2, there are no features on this. Zip. Zero. It's all about Jack. From observations about the rap game, to responding to criticism as a white rapper, to digging into family and personal trauma, to career struggles, to exploring how longtime friendships can turn dark. There's nothing about this that's aiming for radio, thematically or production-wise. And that brings me to my last point, which is that production is minimal. Minimal drums, tasteful sample chops, lots of room for Jack to be personal. It feels like he's venting because there's not much in the way of his words and your ear. It's vulnerable, and as a fan, that's exactly what you want to hear right now. There's only so many tracks Jack can flex on until he needs to start telling some deeper stories. The fact that Jackman comes after such a poorly received project tells me that there's a lot of good people in the Jack Harlow camp. This was the smartest thing he could have done, or anyone could have done, after a flop. It didn't have to be amazing. All it had to be was short, sweet, honest, straightforward, and vulnerable. Even if critics come to the conclusion that this album is a 6, it might be the most important 6 that Jack's ever gotten. As far as I'm concerned, he's still early in his career, and Jackman tells me that he has a lot more runway to cover. This album opens up a lot more options for him going forward. He's back, and I'm interested. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out this deep dive I did on Jay-Z's 444, which is the prime example of the type of record Jackman's trying to be.